Good morning, I'm Victoria Eastoe with your local news update. A man sustained burns to his face and arms in a structural fire on Saturday night. Paramedics were called to the blaze off Ishmael Road in Earlville shortly after 7:40. The man in his 20s was treated by critical paramedics and transported to Cairns Hospital in a stable condition. In other news, a man is set to front the Cairns Magistrates Court today, charged over the death of a woman in Makenna on Friday. Police say crews were called to reports of an unresponsive woman around 5:30 a.m, with the woman dying a short time later. The 47-year-old victim was allegedly assaulted and suffered serious head injuries, while the 47-year-old accused, who police say was known to the victim, was charged on Saturday. If you or anyone you know needs help, contact 1800-RESPECT. Taking a look at local league news now, and the Northern Pride went in hoping for revenge against the Blackhawks in the QRL's rivalry round, but it wasn't meant to be. Our side led 12-6 at half-time with tries by Evan Child and Robert Derby, but Townsville stormed home, keeping the Pride scoreless for the second half. Final score saw a 22-12 win to the away side. Taking a look at today's weather forecast, a shower or two in Cairns and showers for Innisfail, reaching a top of 29 degrees. That's all your local news for now. I'll see you again next hour. Good morning, I'm Victoria Eastoe with your local news update. Townsville has recorded another COVID-related death after a man in his 80s died. Townsville Hospital and Health Service Chief Executive Cairns has extended his condolences to the man's family. As of April 9, there were 14 COVID-positive inpatients being cared for by the infectious diseases team, with one of those in ICU, and 68 patients being cared for in the Townsville Hospital virtual ward. It comes as a reminder to those who are feeling symptomatic to get tested as soon as possible. In other news, paramedics transported a man in his 30s to Townsville University Hospital in a critical condition after his motorbike reportedly crashed into a pole last night. Emergency services were called to the incident in Bushland Park around 8:30. It's understood the impact of the crash caused the pole to fall, exposing live electrical wires. Meanwhile, with the date now set for the federal election, Townsville locals are being urged to make sure they're ready to vote. The Australian Electoral Commission's Alex Morris says the deadline to enrol and update details is 8 a.m. next Monday. Taking a look at today's weather forecast now, a top of 32 degrees in Townsville. Ingham can expect a shower or two and similar conditions in Ayr, reaching a top of 31 degrees. That's all your local news for now. I'll see you again next hour. Good morning, I'm Victoria Eastoe with your local news update. A person was rushed to hospital this morning following a vehicle and motorcycle crash at Bundaberg. Emergency services were called to the incident in the northbound lane of the Bruce Highway around 5:30. The patient was transported to Capucha Hospital in a stable condition for further treatment, while motorists faced lengthy delays on their morning commute, with traffic reduced to one lane. In other news, with a date now set for the federal election, Sunshine Coast locals are being urged to make sure they're ready to vote. The Australian Electoral Commission's Alex Morris says the deadline to enrol and update details is 8 p.m. next Monday. Taking a look at QRL news now, and it was a weekend full of success for our Sunshine Coast Falcons. The Host Plus Cup side defeated the Papua New Guinea Hunters 22-8 on Saturday, while our Hastings Deering Colts proved too strong for the Western Clydesdales, securing an 88-8 point victory in Toowoomba. And there's a hazard wind warning in place for the Sunshine Coast today. It's also impacting waters from the Fraser Coast down to the Gold Coast as well. To the rest of today's weather forecast now, a mostly sunny Monday in Noosa, and similar conditions are expected in Caloundra, reaching a top of 27 degrees. That's all your local news for now. I'll see you again next hour with more news updates. Good morning, I'm Victoria Eastoe with your local news update. The Forensic Crash Unit is investigating a single vehicle crash in Emerald last night after a man in his 30s died. Emergency services say around 7:40 the 37-year-old was driving a motorcycle west along Windmill Lane when he struck the centre island and was thrown from the bike. The Emerald local died at the scene. In other news, the election has been confirmed and will head to the polls on May 21, with both major parties vying to claim victory. There's a number of candidates in the Capricornia, with the LNP incumbent Michelle Landry hoping for a fourth term, while Labor's Russell Robertson will once again be vying for the seat after losing the 2019 federal election. One Nation's Kylie Stanton, Nathan Harding from the United Australia Party, and the Greens' Mick Jones and Steve Murphy from the Liberal Democrats are also in the running. And the Capras have continued their undefeated start to the QRL season and remain atop the ladder after a comeback win against the Mackay Cutters. The rivalry round saw the Cutters leading 12-10 at half-time before Jesse Jennings made a try and levelled the scores. Brandon Roberts managed his third try in the final minutes, giving Central Queensland a 26-18 win. 31 degrees in Rockhampton today and mostly sunny conditions in Gladstone. That's all for now. I'll see you again soon. Good morning, I'm Victoria Eastoe with your local news update. A teenager was rushed to hospital yesterday afternoon following alleged stabbing at a Maryborough shopping centre. Emergency crews rushed to Station Square Shopping Centre and Lennox Street around 4:30. One person was treated by paramedics for a stab wound to their arm, while police are continuing their investigations. In other news, a by-election for the position of Bundaberg Mayor is likely to be held mid-year if Jack Dempsey is successful in the upcoming federal election. Dempsey is on leave, running as an independent candidate for Hinkler. The seat has been held by Keith Pitt since 2013. Bundaberg Regional Council CEO Steve Johnson tells the ABC any by-election would be conducted by the Queensland Electoral Commission. Meanwhile, with the date now set for the federal election, Wide Bay locals are being urged to make sure they're ready to vote. The Australian Electoral Commission's Alex Morris says the deadline to enrol and update details is 8 p.m. next Monday. And there's a hazardous surf warning in place for the Fraser Island coast today. It's also impacting waters down to the Sunshine and Gold Coast as well. To the rest of today's forecast now, mostly sunny in Bundaberg, similar conditions and a top of 29 degrees in Hervey Bay and a top of 30 degrees in Maryborough. That's all your local news for now.